generally always be some market for something that is unique and technical. It's like people pay money for old comics and old
Yes.
football
Yes.
cards and baseball cards and that always surprises me. Like I think I told you I sold some old CDs like
Yeah.
6 months ago, and I was really surprised at the fact that they sold really quickly and somebody wanted them. And it's 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 partly understanding human nature
Mm.
that we are, whether we like it or not, we're all collectors. It's a strange thing, and I think that historically this comes from this is a new age of human history. Previous to this age, there was not much of anything available. Everything was limited. And when everything was limited, you collected everything you could.
Mm.
Like gypsies. Okay, we were all gypsies, right? In one aspect in the past.
Mm.
We all collected everything that we could and we repurposed it because there was a way to use it. And now we live in an age where, to a certain extent, there are an abundance of certain things. It's not a perfect world, not by any means, but this feeds into the collective nature of us, and it's just an observation I have from my life that wherever you live, you end up collecting stuff.
Mm.
I got like 5 skateboards and 2 paddle boards and God knows what in the hallway through there. I don't need 5 skateboards, but there you go. We collect, and it's because we have choices, and it's all a good thing. And people's values systems are very different. I find it hard to process in my own brain. Like maybe this pen means nothing to me, but maybe it means everything to somebody else, right?
Mm.
That's a
Yeah.
really and understanding other people's values, understanding that somebody is going to pay a lot of money for this thing, and that you don't know who that person is, right? Somebody out there is going to pay money for it.
Mm.
It's really strange concept. Then you realize that everybody is a collector of something, and that everybody is different.
Mm.
You know, maybe guys will have Lego, but maybe girls will have, I don't know, My Little Pony horses, or I don't know, women have shoes. There's the classic example. I don't know what men have in relation to that. I don't know, maybe mobile phones or something.
Mm.
Right? Men are more technical. Women are more practical. Is that a stretch? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe technical is practical, and practical is technical in a strange way. But it's crazy. It's crazy, the different values, and yeah, it shows you why people should create limited editions, right? Because there's a market for almost everything somewhere. It's bizarre. I find that very process, that the whole concept very hard to process in my head, because why because why would I buy an old Lego Bugatti? And I understand it's in the box, it's original, but it does seem to be a very strange thing to do. In a world where we can't feed half the people on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Right. This idea that Lego Bugattis are going to have value in the future is quite unusual. Is it the best investment? I guess if you know what you're doing, if we relate it back to business, we talked a number of times about, negotiation and understanding what is important to other people
mm,
and the values within their world, whether it's a personal thing for that person about what's happening in their world or their life, or whether it's business related. It's like
mm,
all costs are going to increase.
mm,
So how are you going to deal with your cost increases, which is understanding the values of the problems that other people have to deal with in their
mm,
lives, and how we can hopefully contribute to despite the fact that sometimes we make problems, also making things easier as well
mm,
at the same time. So and there's a whole market for rebuying and reselling,
mm,
old products. Look at the eBay, and there's people who in Western cultures and societies, there's people who make as much money buying and
mm,
selling old products as people do working in jobs, which is
mm,
really crazy, which shows you that there is a market for luxuries still.
mm,
Because these things are luxuries, completely unnecessary. These are all luxuries. So that's fascinating as well in a world of limited resources that we have so many luxuries. Yay. So and it's a constant learning process about the values and how values change. And
mm,
I always mean to take lots of old things and put them on the internet and see if they sell. I'm just always curious, about that, and see how much they sell for. I sold some virtual reality technology recently. That was interesting. A lot of people offered me half the price of what I wanted for it, and I always said no every time. I said no, 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 no. I'm gonna
mm,
wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. And I waited, and I got the price I wanted
mm,
eventually. So that was an interesting sort of psychological little experiment for myself to see. Um, it's just like you can have money now, or you can wait and try and get more money later for it. And I was like, I'm sure
mm.
that somebody will value it higher, and they did eventually. Um, so that was interesting. It's also interesting when prices drop as well. Right. Let's move forward.